Al,
Mm-hmm.
we did it.
We did.
We are at episode 100.
We are officially old. Is that an air horn?
That's my version of air horn because I didn't load one up on my phone. So I did it myself.
Fantastic.
Welcome to episode 100 of the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. It's a
It's
podcast
us.
where we have conversations about video games, anime, and manga. Hello, I am century-old Jared, joined as always by century-old Doc Al and Ladyem.
Hello.
100 dang episodes.
We did the thing. I cannot believe
We did the thing.
We've been doing this for so long now.
It took us over 2 years.
Yeah, well, we had a little bit of a break.
I mean, our beginning isn't necessarily like we've talked about this, where we didn't do things like weekly until January of 2017, and we started technically in September of 2016. So if we had been doing it weekly, this would have happened a little bit sooner.
A little bit, but
We're
good.
We're here. We are finally here.
100.
And we talked about doing something
A lot of stuff.
special. We've talked about a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's true. But we talked about doing something special for this episode in particular.
Mhm.
Because it's a monumental occasion,
A landmark, if you will.
a landmark in the industry, and that's what we're gonna do today. I took the time
Mm-hmm.
to compile a list of everything we've talked about. Well, mostly everything we've talked about. There are some slight some things we had to cut.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to look at basically at 3 categories: anime, video games, and conceptual, as things we've talked about as episodes, and we're going to rank them and figure out what is the best of the best of things we've talked about over the last 100 episodes. And like I said, like, we had to kind of disqualify some things. Like, we're not going to talk about game of the year, year preview episodes, E3 episodes. Like that just wouldn't make sense
Mm-hmm.
in the way we're doing this. And also we disqualified retrospective episodes,
Correct.
because usually for those we kind of more focused on like developmental stuff and briefly talked about like how we thought about those games as a whole.
It's more about like the history of the series
Right.
than it is like the actual media itself.
Right. So a lot of these are just like things that we have done actual episodes on.
Correct.
And of course, with the way we do things, like some of these we're going to talk about, like, you'll know more than I do and vice versa. So like one of us will lead on that instead of it being like a group discussion. But for the most part, all of this is going to be like us figuring out or trying to figure out a way to rank everything on this list. And there's a lot, especially in the video game side, because we talked a lot about video games over the last 100 episodes.
We do play a lot of video games.
We do. But let's dive into this. We're gonna kind of do this in order, I guess, of how this is set up right now.
Mhm.
We're gonna rank anime first, and basically, how we're gonna do this is we have a list of everything that we've done in kind of chronological order in terms of our episodes. Some of it is a little different because we may have talked about something at one point and then talked about it later. But I basically put that first mention in the list to just make it easier on myself.
Mhm.
But for the most part, it is kind of chronological of how we talked about it in episode form. So where do you think Danganronpa 3 is going to end up on our list? I think it's going to be the number 1 anime right now.
I mean, it has to, because it's the only one we've mentioned so
Congratulations to the best anime, Danganronpa 3. And then up next, we have the second episode we did.
High School of the
High School of the
Dead.
Dead. Is High School of the Dead better or worse than Danganronpa 3?
All right, so let me clarify. Are we talking about the actual anime, or are we talking about the episode that we
We
did?
were talking about the anime.
Oh, okay. No, High School of the Dead is not better. Because that episode was hilarious.
It was like, and that was the thing where we were like, "Hey, you should watch this." And I was like, "All right."
You're like, what the heck is Al making me watch right now? There's so many panty shots.
God. Your name.
That goes to number 1.
All right.
We gotta post this list so that people can actually
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it.
totally. Because else that would kind of be, but also it would be spoilers for
It
everything.
would.
But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, totally. Maybe Saturday.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Parts 1 and 2.
Ooh. Okay, this one's hard for me because Battle Tendency is so good, but
It
so
is.
is Your Name.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom Blood drags JoJo down a little bit there, but also Robert E.O. Speedwagon debuts in Phantom
It's
Blood. So,
true.
I don't know. What are you thinking?
Man, I might put it at number 1.
I might have to too.
Off the strength of Battle Tendency alone.
Right. Because of how much I love Battle Tendency and how much I love Joseph Joestar, like it might have to go to number 1. And like you know this, they might not know this as much because I talk about it a little bit, but you hear about it more often.
It's true.
I have like an irrational love for Joseph Joestar.
It's true.
It's insane. Also, I've learned that I'm really good at playing old Joseph in video games.
That's also true.
Don't ever let me play as old Joseph. You will lose.
That's something we will talk about in the near future.
Yep.
Danganronpa the animation. So this is the first game's anime adaptation.
I would put that below Danganronpa 3.
I might put it above.
You think so?
I mean that dub's real good.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
That dub is real good.
All right, I'll agree with you on that one. I kind of caved on that easy, but like you're right, that dub is really good. And the fact that we have like those gifs and stuff of like the every detail. Wah!
Wah!
And then face became a thing because of that.
Oh, it
So
totally did.
yeah, so they can have number 3. That's fine. I believe in it.
Haven't you heard of Sakamoto?
Well, Danganronpa, you had number 3 slots. Like a minute, but oh god, Sakamoto is so good. Legitimately one of my favorite anime at this point is Haven't You Heard of Sakamoto, because it was just so funny, but it like didn't overstay its welcome.
It's a really good comedy anime in a medium that kind of has issues with comedy at times.
Agree.
Tsuki ga Kirei.
Ooh, this one made me feel things. Personally, I would split the Danganronpas at this point.
I might put it at 4.
At 4?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's your reasoning?
I thought it was the best anime of last year.
Okay, yeah, you did.
I think like
All
as
right.
much fun as I had with that dub of Danganronpa, like I got more out of Tsuki ga Kirei than I think I did Danganronpa.
I cried a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. I'm with you.
What do we got next? Monthly Girls
Nozaki-kun.
Nozaki-kun.
Nozaki-kun. Personally, I would put it at 3.
I think I would agree with you.
I would put it above Sakamoto just because it's so good. Nozaki-kun is fantastic in like every way, and I've been reading the manga since, and it's such a perfect comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious, and I love those character interactions so much.
Yeah, I can't agree with you anymore.
Ooh, this one's gonna be tough.
Hyoka.
This is gonna be really tough. I don't know. It would be at least top 4 for me.
I'm saying number 2.
I think I'm gonna agree with you on it. As much as I love Your Name, like, and I love Your Name, it's a real thing, but like, Hyoka might be my favorite anime right now besides
It's so
JoJo.
good.
It's so good.
It's really good. 5 centimeters per second. I'm thinking number 7.
Yeah. I'm with you on
And
that
I don't
one.
think that's going to be a spot it stays at.
I don't think so either, but it can stay there for the moment.
Yeah.
It was really good, but it's not as good as some of the other ones on here.
A silent voice.
I might put that one at 7 now.
Really?
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's really good, but I like some of the other ones better.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, part of that is because of one minor issue that I have, and that, like, I was very, very happy that the English dub hired someone who was deaf to do the main voice actress.
Yeah,
I'm very upset the Japanese dub did not.
that's fair.
The story itself is fantastic, and the animation is phenomenal.
I might go 6.
6?
Mhm.
That's close enough.
Okay.
I'm with you. It's really good. Oh my god, the next one.
Sailor Moon as the movie. Which, for clarification on this is the original English dub.
The original English dub with the horrible screeching sound that came out of those
yeah.
ice critters.
As someone who now owns the new version of the English dub, which they just released, it's a much better version.
I believe it.
Very much so, but we're talking the original English dub, and I think this is either going to be above High School of the Dead or below High School of the Dead.
Personally, I'd put it below, just because of my entire interpretation of High School of the Dead makes it way funnier. And if you haven't heard that interpretation, you should go listen to that episode, because it completely reshapes what you would think of High School of the Dead.
Sailor Moon the movie is good. That original English dub is bad. Real bad.
Real bad.
Code Realize.
Oh god. It's not as good as the game. I will say that. But it's good. Oi, this is hard.
I might say it goes in at number 11.
Really, that low? I was thinking more like 9.
What if we split the difference and go 10?
All right, we'll go 10. Splitting the Danganronpas up. Oh, yes. No, we're not. Yes, we are. I can't math.
I know how to do things.
I can't math. Oh, we're going to get into some real tough ones real quickly here.
Chobits.
As much as I love Chobits, and as much as I have like a young affinity for it, it's pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put it like with High School of the Dead and Sailor Moon as the movie.
All right, let's go with that then. Is Chobits better or worse than Sailor Moon the movie?
Better.
Okay, is Chobits better or worse than High School of the Dead?
Better.
Is Chobits better or worse than Danganronpa 3?
Worse.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
This one's going to be really, really hard.
Life.
And one thing that I'm wondering is, like, we're splitting them on the list. Are we splitting them total? Like, are we going to say Real Life then the end of Real Life, or are we ranking them separately or together?
I think we're ranking them separately. We did separate episodes on them, and they were separate releases.
Okay. Wow. I'd put Real Life, the original, around 7 or 6.
I was literally looking at it and thinking Real Life is a number 7.
Yeah.
However,
the end of Real Life.
I think the end of Real Life goes to 10.
I could see that, yeah.
Just because of, it was only 4 episodes and they had so much of that manga to do, and they
for the most part issues.
Yeah, for the most part they got most of that story right. It's just they didn't have enough time to fit everything in there, which is
and
unfortunate.
We missed out on some like really, really great characterizations of some side characters because of it.
Yeah, that's true. Fully Coolly
to the end of the list.
at the very bottom. No surprise there. Caligula.
Yeah. Ooh. I liked Caligula a lot.
I did too. It was very
Um,
surprising.
I agree with you. Um, maybe number 9? Or would you put it higher?
I was honestly thinking it went lower.
Really?
Like I was gonna put it under Code Realize.
Okay. I mean, I loved Code Realize too, so
Because I think I like Code Realize the anime a little bit better.
you're right. I did too.
Like Caligula is a good surprise. It's there's still like
Co-
some funky issues with it, but like I really did like it.
Blood
Blood butt. Orange.
Oh God, Orange. I'd put it at 6.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know that you had issues with it, but like it really, really hit hard with me because of
Right.
who I am as a human being.
I was thinking more it went at 9.
All right. What's your argument?
I think A Silent Voice, Real Life, and Tsukika Kirei are better shows than that.
Okay. Um.
And it was something that I like that manga way more than the anime adaptation.
Okay, I can agree with you on the manga being better. I can definitely agree with you on that. All right, I'll cave because the next one's gonna be really hard for both of us.
So we're doing 9?
9.
Okay. What is the next one?
Stardust
JoJo's
Crusaders.
Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders.
I'm gonna shock you on this one.
Okay.
I'd put it at number 1.
No. I
I
can't.
would.
I can't.
I would. Why?
As much as those last 15 episodes are incredibly hype.
Yeah.
Incredibly. The first half of Stardust Crusaders drags.
Does it?
I think it kind of drags.
I was about that life.
I mean, I was too, but like there are parts of it where it basically is literally just Monster of the Week.
Yeah, but like we like Sailor Moon, and that's Monster of the Week.
But sometimes that can drag.
Where would you put it?
3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I think
so-
I'm still in the position where I think Battle Tendency is better than Stardust Crusaders.
Okay, so here's the thing. I personally like Battle Tendency the best. You know that.
Right.
Phantom Blood drags it down, though.
True.
So, like, we have the issue of, like, you think the first half of Stardust Crusaders is a little weak. The entire first part of JoJo is weak.
What if we compromise by putting it number 2?
All right, I'm in.
Okay. Oops.
Oops. I see what you're doing there.
Because, like, man, like, you know how hyped I got at some of those, like, latter episodes of this, so.
We were, like, screeching at each
It's
other.
true.
Because it was so hype. And, like, man, the characterization was so good for a lot of those characters, and it made me feel a lot of things. Like, a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have ever guessed I would love Polnareff as much as I freaking
Right?
do? Oh my god, I love Polnareff. And even then, like, Jotaro is fantastic, and I wouldn't have expected that because when I first saw him, I was like, oh, you're not Joseph.
Right.
Who are you? But then, like, he grew on me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I think that's a solid compromise.
Yeah, I think so. Beyond the Boundary.
I would put it around like Code Realize Caligula range. It's good, but like that main dude character is like kind of creepy, and then like the brother character is really creepy.
Yeah.
And like it felt kind of like, I forget the like literature term for it, in the sense that like you have the Deus Ex Machina type thing. That it's like, oh, you have this Beyond the Boundary that can do whatever you want it to do. It just has to show up, and then you had to like put the movie in there and all, and it was meh.
Then the second movie kind of
Ruins
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking, like, specifically?
Um, I'm thinking maybe like below Caligula. Like the art is really, really pretty on Beyond the Boundary, and I generally like it, but I feel like overall, if you take it as a whole, it's a little weak.
Okay. And then finally, the last anime we've talked about, A Place Further Than the Universe.
This is a hard one too.
I'm going to say that comes in at number 5.
Number 5?
Number 5.
Okay, I was thinking more like 7.
I think in terms of just really good drama, like, this really exceeds things in a way that I wasn't expecting. The characterizations are all really great, and like the way that the way they act like real friends.
They do.
And real people, like, genuinely makes this such a better show than a lot of other shows on this list in terms of the way they are written.
Also, Hinata has the best shirt.
She has the best shirts. There is the first ballot Petty Hall of Fame moment in this series. It makes you cry a lot.
All right, I'll compromise with you. We'll put it at 6.
Oh, you oh. Fine.
You love me.
It's true. Also, we're going to have probably worse battles coming forth as well.
Oh, we definitely will have worse battles coming forth.
So, congratulations to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for being the top 2 anime that we've talked about, followed by Hyoka, Your Name, and Monthly Girls and Nozaki-kun as the top 5 anime that we have done over the past 100 episodes.
Wow.
This next category is going to be a little bit fun because here are the conceptual episodes that we've done. So, like, basically episodes that weren't really focused on a specific a specific thing. So it was like kind of broad topics and just weird kind of wacky stuff we came up with over the last 100 episodes that we thought were real fun.
I already know my favorite of these, so.
Congratulations to Crowdfunding and Video Games as the number 1 conceptual podcast that we did.
Oh my god. It's number 1 for the moment.
Get out of here, Underline. What do we got next? The X-rated games of the Atari 2600, an episode that you use in your class.
Yep. It goes over crowdfunding, honestly.
True.
I did use that in my class. My students, like, one of them was telling me once, she's like, I was listening to that episode in the library, and I was like trying not to laugh in the library. I'm like, oh my god. It's embarrassing.
But I mean, they thought it was good.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I mean, I got a lot of good feedback from students on it.
That was a really fun episode. Persona 3 through 5 Madness, which was our attempt at March Madness, where we made a tournament of most of the characters from Personas 3 through 5 and determined the best Persona character from those games.
Junpei Iori.
Junpei was the winner. That episode I thought was a lot of fun as well, just because
it was a lot of fun.
It was something real different. And was kind of what we're doing right now, where it was just a bunch of us just chit-chatting and debating. Where do you think that ends up?
Honestly, I'd put it at number 1 at the moment.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one a lot. Sorry, my research. You're not as entertaining. Speaking of my research.
Speaking of your research, we take fun seriously. Your dissertation. Where do you rank your dissertation in our list?
I'd put it at 3.
I was kind of thinking the same.
Yeah, I mean, like, no offense to my dissertation and my life's research, but like, it was more of a practice session for me.
It was, but I think also it was a good fun episode. But it was. I think the X-rated games one is like, it's obviously a little bit more hyper specific, and it can be a little bit goofier and.
Well, it was funny because it changed our lives and figuring out that the first rhythm game was an X-rated Atari game.
It's true.
It was awful.
There you go.
I had to
Speaking
think about
of speaking of really goofy episodes that we did, Al learns about Dragon Ball Z.
easily number one.
Yeah.
Easily
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorite episodes that we've done in the entirety of this show because it was so funny how much I actually got right, even though I know nothing about Dragon Ball Z. And I mean, still everybody in me is Goku except for Trunks because I know who Trunks is at this point, I think.
You do. He's got that bowl cut. He's got like blue hair.
Yeah, he's got the blue hair bowl cut and he's under britches.
Yeah.
But holy crap, that was a fun episode.
The best part about that episode is we literally came up with it like on a whim because we were like struggling to figure out what to talk about. And I was just like, what if I teach you about Dragon Ball Z? And you're like, all right.
Well, it's great because like the entire concept came about because I would watch parts of Dragon Ball Z before JoJo came on. And I'm like, what is this show? I don't understand anything that's happening. You're like, what if we learn what's happening? It was good.
Speaking of episodes we came up with on a whim, what is a masterpiece?
I'd put it 2.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same.
It was a really good episode. If I do say so myself.
I would say so as well.
I enjoyed it a lot, and it made me think in terms of, you know, what I think about a masterpiece, what I think about the games that I like, which we're going to get into in a bit. And, yeah, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
And then finally, Video Game Urban Legends, which is one we just recently did.
That one was fun.
Like, fun?
No, it really was. I liked it, and I love Urban Legends. And like anybody who knows me knows that I have like a big thing for Urban Legends and conspiracy theories, not because I believe them, but because I think they're hilarious. I don't know. Like, do I really want to bump my research down that far?
I was kind of thinking number 5.
Okay, I can do that. I mean, how many times do you get to talk about Luigi committing suicide?
It's true. And the Madden curse in the same episode.
It's true.
So congratulations to Al learning about Dragon Ball Z as our best conceptual episode. Followed closely by What is a Masterpiece, Persona 3 through 5 Madness, the X-rated games of the Atari 2600, and Video Game Urban Legends as the top 5.
Mm-hmm. Honorable mention, my dissertation, number 6.
It's true.
This one's going to be real
and
tough.
now we get to the hard one, which is video games, where we have way too many.
I will tell you, this is the only time that World of Final Fantasy is ever going to be at number 1.
Congratulations to World of Final Fantasy, the best video game that we have ever talked about.
It's the only time it will ever see that slot, ever.
And now immediately we will bump it down to number 2 as we put Root Letter as number 1.
There's number 1.
Final Fantasy 15. Which I believe Pocket Edition is a separate entry in this, so bear that in mind.
I'm gonna put it 3.
Yeah.
Only because Riku's in World of Final Fantasy.
World of Final Fantasy isn't terrible. Like the story goes off its rails.
Like
but
the first half was fun,
yeah.
And then like, it got way off rails, and then it got terrible, and so like it was brought down by its own like. Honestly,
and the gameplay's fine.
Yeah, I mean the gameplay's fine.
Which is more to say than Final Fantasy 15. Steins Gate 0.
I haven't played it.
You haven't. I have. I'm going to slot that in between World of Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 15.
All right, I trust you.
Speaking of Final Fantasy 7.
I mean, I think it's really got to go at number 1.
Yeah.
My favorite Final Fantasy, but like it's a really good game.
It's not going to stay there, obviously.
It's not going to stay there. I mean, I wouldn't even have it stay there in the next slot.
Lost Odyssey.
I would put that number 1 at the moment.
I was thinking kind of number 2.
Really?
Yeah.
But
I'd be willing to compromise.
I'm just thinking like Lost Odyssey does a lot more with an actual like story. I don't want to say like
hang on. Breaking news. Jansen never wears out in bed.
There you go. Never wears out in bed. Also, like, the entire idea of it having like the visual novel in there and actually thinking about like what is it like to be immortal, it does a lot in terms of making you think, whereas Final Fantasy VII doesn't really do that
Yeah.
emotional hit. Like it
Yeah.
has the Eris bit, but that's it.
Yeah. I'd agree with you. Shadow Hearts.
The original one.
The original. Shadow Hearts 1.
I would put that at number 3.
Okay.
Now, Shadow Hearts 2 Covenant is another story.
Shadow Hearts 2 Covenant.
I'd put it at number 1. I don't know about you, but like
Ball bopping.
ball bopping. Shadow Hearts Covenant is one of my favorite video games of all time. Just because it does so many like weird shenanigans with like the idea of loss, and the gameplay's fun, and all the characters are really likable.
It's
It's
an
enjoyable.
alternate history of World War One.
Yes, with demons. And also Yuri is a sassy and I love it.
God, that makes me remember that Shadow Hearts 1 literally ends with the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. Which is ridiculous.
Aren't you glad I made you play those games?
Yes.
Yay.
Oh my god. What do we got next? The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Well, congratulations to our new number 1.
I'll say Shadow Hearts Covenant, I love you, but Breath of the Wild, yes.
Oh, let's
Alright, I gotta scroll down so I can see what's
Persona
happening here.
5.
I'd put it around like World of Final Fantasy, Steins Gate, Final Fantasy 15.
I think it's above Final Fantasy 15.
I would put it above Final Fantasy 15. At least the gameplay of it is like somewhat decent.
Good soundtrack.
Yeah,
Hifumi.
its soundtrack's good. I mean, you could literally just give it to the soundtrack. Be
Sure.
like, all right, it's already better than Final Fantasy 15.
Period Cube. I will defer to you.
I would still put this above Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think it's better than Persona 5, even if I have negative feelings about Persona 5, just because of the entire idea of like the whole like brother plot is really gross.
Right.
Yeah.
Puyo Puyo Tetris.
I'm deferring to you, buddy.
I'm going to put that at number 7.
All right. I'm into it.
It's a good puzzle game. It's a nice, fun little story, but I think I like Root Letter a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I'd put that above Root Letter. We've had so much fun with Mario Kart 8.
I'm thinking that goes in at maybe, let's say, number 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You think it's better than Shadow Hearts, Final Fantasy 7, and Lost Odyssey?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great playing game, and I think it this is obviously biasy towards the way we play it, but like
The way we play it is genius.
look how much fun we've had playing that game, and how much time we've invested in that game, and just going back to it constantly.
Yeah. All right. I love you, Shadow Hearts. I'm sorry.
What's up next? Final Fantasy VIII.
I am so biased on this one because I would put that at number 3.
Okay, but
like,
which version are we talking about? The supposed on disc version or the Squall is Dead version?
Jared, I hate you. I have played Final Fantasy 8 way more than like Final Fantasy 8 and 9 are the two that I play the most.
Mm-hmm.
I've played it probably over 10 times since it came out. I really, really like it. So I'd either put it at 3 or 4, honestly. But I know that you have other feelings about Final Fantasy 8.
I can totally see it going there. I'm just trying to figure out if it's 3 or 4.
My eyeball itches.
We should probably just scratch it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I did. But now, like, I can't see because my eyes are blurry. This is what you do to me, Final Fantasy 8. I love you so much, Final Fantasy 8.
I might go 4.
All right, I'm into it.
Because I had to break that game to play it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I had to speed my way through it, so I played with like a bunch of cheats and stuff.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I remember that now, but God.
The Legend of Zelda.
Ooh, the original
The
Legend of Zelda.
original.
That's gonna go around like 10 for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. And there are better
Yeah.
games coming up like immediately.
Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link.
I'd put it around like 8.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because now is going to be the hard one for
The
me.
Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past.
This has been a discussion in my brain for like a year and a half now, maybe longer, almost 2 years. Do I like Link to the Past better than I like Breath of the Wild? And I still don't know the answer. I have to put it at 2. I do. I have to put Link to the Past at 2.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's legit one of my favorite games of all time, but like Breath of the Wild is so good.
And I think when we did Randomizer, that was a lot of fun.
I agree
And that
with
opened
you.
up like a new avenue to like appreciate that game, but I still
It's
think
so
Breath of the
funny.
Wild is a better,
It does a
more fun
lot
time.
in terms of like what we did with it and like how I played it. And the two of us played it completely different. It's awesome.
Yeah. The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Let's go down to the bottom of the list.
Yeah, that's gonna go like around 16 or 17 here.
Is it?
Final Fantasy 15 might actually be better than these.
Wow. Wow. I don't.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It
Are you sure?
Okay, but here's the thing. Like, do you remember how much we were like raging playing those games?
It was boring, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Final Fantasy 15 was also boring.
Yeah, but you could play with the Final Fantasy 8 soundtrack.
I mean, you could.
So, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's true. And I mean, it's not going to stay at the bottom of the list very long.
What do we got next? Miitomo. Ah, remember Miitomo? It doesn't even exist anymore.
Like I said, it's not going to stay at the bottom of the list very long.
So you thinking Miitomo is worse than Oracle of Ages and Seasons?
Yes.
Miitomo was fine.
Was it?
It was at least better than Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
Okay.
Maybe better than Final Fantasy 15.
Are we just being contrarian at this point?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Miitomo wasn't terrible.
It was the best out of those 3 that are about to come up.
Which is saying something, so.
Yeah. All right. I'll go with you on it.
Super Mario Run
Was bad.
was not a good game.
And it gave me a lot of anxiety. So I'd put that at the bottom.
Fire Emblem Heroes.
I'd also put that at the bottom. I might put it above Super Mario Run though.
Yeah,
I was playing it for a little bit longer.
Yeah, like I got more out of Fire Emblem Heroes than I did Super Mario Run, but then also that game is just gacha.
Hey, you ready to move back to the top of the list?
And they didn't put Tokyo Mirage Sessions in there. Speaking of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, SARP FE.
Like I said.
How do you feel about moving Shadow Hearts 2 down?
How do you feel about putting Mario Kart 8 down?
How do you feel about putting Shadow Hearts 2 down? Because I'm going to put Mario Kart 8 down as well.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Do I think that TMS is better than Covenant? This is hard because Covenant's legit like one of my favorite games, but TMS was so good. I mean, it's about to get wild in a second, so
It really is.
Covenant's gonna go down anyway, so it's fine.
All right. Let's keep this terrible train moving by
Yeah,
suplexing it by talking about Final Fantasy VI.
I'd put it at 3.
Okay, how about this?
Oh, I don't know. Final Fantasy 8 is at 6 right now, and that's
What if we put Final Fantasy VI at number 2?
number 2.
Number 2.
Really?
Really?
All right, putting aside my personal feelings, Final Fantasy VI objectively is a better game because it has a way like deeper plot, a lot more character development. It does a lot more like innovative stuff with music. So yeah, putting up aside my personal feelings of being like a happy child playing Link to the Past.
Final Fantasy X-2. Hmm.
It's gonna go either 4 or 5 for me, honestly.
I was thinking 5.
All right, 5 it is. It's a good compromise there.
Oh, we got next. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
I'd put it around Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah,
So-
I was kind of thinking number 10.
10's fine. The game that's coming up next. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh man,
Which thing?
Is Ocarina of Time better or worse than Final Fantasy VII?
In my opinion, Final Fantasy
That's an
7 is
argument
better.
that's probably been going on for 20 years, so.
No, but in my opinion, Final Fantasy 7 is better than Ocarina of Time. Again, because of like plot reasons, they were trying really hard to put like actual like deep narratives in and deep characterization and that kind of thing. Whereas Ocarina didn't have as much of that. Like they were both extremely innovative, but like which one narratively is better? And 7 wins.
What about Beat Evo YG? Let's scroll to the very, very bottom.
Very, very bottom. We love you, the music, but no. Actually, some of the music, because 21 is terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
That was surprisingly a good game.
It was.
I'd probably put it around like the mid-teens.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's around Root Letter and Puyo Puyo Tetris. So
Yeah, I'm
probably
thinking
above Root Letter?
Yeah. I'm fine with that. It was really surprisingly good. Oh man, my Otome wars are about to get really tough here.
Collar Cross Malice.
This is one of my favorite Otome.
This is an owl specialty here.
I'd put it at 18.
Okay.
Because you know that there's a game that's gonna beat it.
Hyperlight Drifter.
It was good, but was it really good? I don't know. I'd put it like in the like Persona 5 period Q Motomo section. Like it was good, but like I would never play it again.
I think it's better than World of Final Fantasy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Aesthetically, it's much better.
Gameplay wise, I think it's better.
Okay.
Tacoma.
It was good.
Yes.
Mm,
I think Tacoma slides in at number 13.
13?
13.
Okay. That's reasonable.
Life is Strange Before the Storm. A game we just talked about.
Not as good as the original, though.
No, which we have not yet listed on here.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like 19 or 20?
Sure. What you thinking?
I'm thinking 19.
Okay. What do we got next? Code Realize. Guardian of Rebirth. This is Code Realize 1.
13?
13. I'm thinking 14.
14?
14.
Okay, but you get to date literary figures. Come on. In steampunk London. Also, there's a child Dracula with a doggo with a robot leg.
You've convinced me.
Cece is wonderful.
Final Fantasy 9.
All right, let's scroll up. I'd put it at either 4 or 5.
I was thinking 4.
4 it is. Whoo, buddy, the next one.
Danganronpa V3.
Scrolling all the way back to the bottom.
I think this goes above Beat Evo YG, and that's where it stays.
Yep, I agree with you. I fully agree with you. It is a trash of a video game.
Layton's Mystery Journey.
It's okay. Maybe like 28.
28?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's good, but it's not like groundbreaking or anything.
Blue Reflection. That's a game I played. I'm thinking it's going to go in the same exact spot. I want to put it below Mitomo.
Okay.
Pyre.
Also defaulting to you on this one.
Pyre. Pyre is going to go around the same spot of like Code Realized Tacoma, but where?
Does it have a dog with a robot leg named Cece with a little like birthmark butt heart?
No, but you get to play this weird high fantasy sports game. Well, let's take a glance here at something.
We played so many video games.
We have. It's called Jared's Game of the Year list, and see how I came up with that decision. 11 months ago. And that will determine this order.
All right. While you're doing that, I am going to add something in at slot 31, which is Bad Apple Wars.
Okie dokie.
Because it was fine, but in terms of Otome, like there wasn't as much to do, and a lot of the characters weren't as likable. So like, it's okay. Not great.
Tacoma was above Pyre in my Game of the Year, so I'm going to go Pyre at number 16.
All right.
Actually,
we're
going to go 17.
Changes. 17. All right.
All right, so we got Bad Apple Wars, Fire Emblem Warriors.
Maybe around like 23, 24. It's like the first time you actually liked Fire Emblem for once.
It's true. I might put it at 20.
All right, I'm down with that. It's like blasphemy for some people that we put Fire Emblem Warriors above the original Legend of Zelda.
Well, they can go eat a butt.
It's true.
Super Mario Odyssey.
That one was good.
It's a game we cooled off on by the end of it, though.
We did cool off on it. Maybe around the same spot as where Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is.
Ooh, that's low.
It is low, but I mean, let's think about the games that are above it, like Tacoma, Zelda 2, Code Realized, Guardian of Reaper.
I'm thinking maybe 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can buy that. I'm surprised you're letting anything go but above Zelda 2 here.
I mean, Zelda 2 is great, but I think I would say Super Mario Odyssey is a better game than Zelda 2.
All right, we're gonna probably argue on this one.
Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, arguably the second or third best Ace Attorney game.
Mm-hmm. I personally would put it at number 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It changed the game of Ace Attorney.
I was just expecting it to be higher.
Really?
Yeah, from you. I was expecting it to be
For me.
top 5, and I was like, okay.
I mean,
expecting more
Apollo
of a fight,
Justice
but...
is like the love of my life, besides Akihiko Sonata, so... No, but I was looking at the top 5, and I'm like, it's not better than those games. It's just not.
Yeah, if we
It's
were talking
great.
about Trials and Tribulations, the third game, I believe
Yeah,
that's the third game. I think that's the one that has more of a chance of cracking the top 5.
agree.
Where are we at? Where are we at? Catherine.
I love Catherine. Maybe 21,
20.
20. Okay.
A lot of arguments here.
Well, no, I mean it's like generally the same slot
Yeah.
area, so I'm fine with it. And I mean, Catherine was.
This is going to be
We're
an
gonna feel.
interesting one.
We're gonna feel differently on this one, I
Yep.
guarantee.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, this is the base game we are
The
talking
base
about.
game. I'd put it around 24, 25.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Because the two of us both know that Torna was better.
Yes. I was just expecting you to try and fight for it a little bit more, but,
And no, because now that I've played Torna, like I love Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and I've put like a disgusting amount of time into it. But like Torna took away all the gotcha and also like gameplay wise and narratively wise worked a lot better.
it's true.
So like I would be more willing to put up a fight for Torna than I would for the base game. It's just how it is.
No problems, no problems. Blossom Tales: The Sleeping King. It is a game that you might think of as similar to our number 3 game. But
Yeah,
it's
but
not
is it
going to
as
be that
good?
high.
No. I would probably put it around like 35 to 37.
Ooh, that's
Really? Because if you think about it, it's like the first half of Link to the Past, and that's it. You have like 3 dungeons, and that's it.
Persona 5 is better than that.
Ooh, I forgot Persona 5 was there. We gotta start knocking Persona 5 down a bit.
It's a 32
I know.
out of 43.
All right, so you want to put it at 32?
Yeah.
All right, 32 it is. This next game you liked a whole lot, so I'm gonna default to you on it.
Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. Let's put that up at number 1. I'm kidding.
No! I will fight you on that one.
I honestly might put that in at like number 16.
Wow, that's high.
It's a really good game.
That's really high.
It is, but like I really enjoyed that game. And especially like, it's similar gameplay to the first game, but like it's a better story. And even if it being like a concurrent story with that first game, like I think it just does a better job of writing and storytelling in general, and just I really like that first game too, but like it's definitely an improvement on that.
You liked it better than Odyssey?
I think I would say I did, honestly.
All right. All right. I swear to God, if you put Zed anywhere close to the top, I'm going to fight you.
Dragon Ball Fighters. Let's bump Breath of the Wild down.
No.
Dragon Ball Fighters is a fantastic looking game. It is a fantastic playing game. The story mode leaves a lot to be desired.
I mean, it is Dragon Ball, so.
Well, like, just the way they present it and, like, just gameplay wise, it's not that great. I'm going to put it at number 22. If that's all right with you.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. My ear itches. Holy crap.
Just scratch it.
It was my eyeball first, now it's my ear.
Shantae, Half Genie Hero.
Um, 34?
Okay. Let's go 33. Let's go 32.
32. All right.
I think you would think that Shantae is a better game than World of Final Fantasy.
It is. It's a much better game. I didn't see World of Final Fantasy there.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Whew. Okay, so Doki Doki Literature Club does a lot of neat stuff, but is it like an actual good game? Hmm. I don't know. 38?
Persona 5 is the better game than Doki Doki Literature Club.
36.
World of Final Fantasy is the better game than Doki Doki Literature Club.
33.
You want me to just keep going?
No, because is Doki Doki better than Shantae? No.
Okay.
Because Shantae actually has like a lot of interesting like gameplay mechanics and it's really fun. And also it has Christina V singing a song in it, so
Shadow of the Colossus.
considering that I couldn't even finish the remake of it, like I barely even wanted to play it at all. I don't know. I didn't like it as much the second time around as I did the first time around.
38.
Okay. Sorry, all you Shadow of the Colossus art is.
I mean, yeah,
art.
we talked about that game and just how like, it didn't really do much for us coming back to it years later. Well, especially you, but for me coming to it for the first time is just, yeah. Radiant Historia, Perfect Chronology.
16.
Yeah, okay.
You made it sound like you were gonna fight so hard.
I was considering it, but then I was like, well, yeah, you're probably right. Did I spell Radiant right this time?
Yeah,
you had
did.
to typo me.
Sorry.
Yakuza 6.
Defaulting to you, buddy.
Well, you have a baby that you wanted to throw into the ocean.
I did want to throw that in the ocean.
Beat Takeshi is there.
Uh-huh.
The other dude from Battle Royale is there. There's a bunch of pro wrestlers there. 17.
All right.
Secret of Mana HD.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How come you can never remember Tatsuya Fujiwara's name?
Because I don't remember names, clearly.
I don't remember names.
That's why you're here.
Secret of Mana, is that what you're asking?
Secret of Mana HD.
Oh, that's below Persona 5, honestly.
Okay. Is it better or worse than Shadow of the Colossus?
Worse.
Better or worse than Period Cube?
Worse.
Better or worse than Final Fantasy 15?
I mean, Final Fantasy 15 didn't crash on me every 2 seconds.
But it did give you all those black spots.
It did give me the black spots. That was dumb.
Like you had the plague.
I mean, the game did have the plague, so. 46.
Okay.
Better than Final Fantasy 15. Still not good, but.
All right, we're in our final list of stuff.
This next one.
Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus.
I have thoughts, but I don't know if you're gonna like the thoughts.
Give me your thoughts, please.
I'd put it at like 16 as well.
I
might even put it higher than that.
I was thinking putting it at number 11.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I was just looking at it. I'm like, it might go higher than that, and yeah, 11 is good for that.
We had a really good time playing that game.
I've actually considered like replaying it recently, but I haven't gotten around to it because life has been crazy.
That's true.
Hey, I'd rather you don't rub your face on my laptop in the middle of us recording.
That is not the name of a video game, but
it could be.
Our next game is Code Realized Future Blessing, the first fan disc.
I didn't like it as much as the original because of the like dumb jealousy nonsense, but it also did have CC in a suit. So what do you think?
25.
25? I was thinking more like 27.
Okay. Let's compromise with 26.
Okay, 26 it is. I just didn't like it as much just because, like I said, some of the story stuff was dumb. Hey, why are you rubbing yourself all over me?
You got to rub. Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly. This is a U.
Black Butterfly.
By the way, if you're keeping score at home, we are now at 54 games listed right now.
I would put it at 45.
Okay. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
I mean, I want to put it above Ocarina
Mm-hmm.
because I like it better than Ocarina.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't think it's better than Final Fantasy 7 narratively.
Okay.
So I'd say 14 is a solid place for it.
All right.
You agreeable to that?
Yeah, that was pretty, like, it was going to be around that area, like 12 through 14, so I think that's a fair place to put that. Mass Effect Andromeda. Let's do some scrolling. We're gonna put it at number 53.
I say, are you scrolling down or up?
We're gonna put it all the way up to the top of the list. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition.
I'd put it around Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yes.
So whether you put it like at the same slot or one above it, something like that.
I might put it below.
Huh?
I might put it below.
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 Okay.
At 31.
Okay.
I enjoyed that game. I just didn't get as much out of it as Fire Emblem, but maybe it's because it was just they were close together. So
I did.
Obviously you did because you've bought that game like 3,000 times.
3,000 times.
And I mean, it just wasn't as good as that original 3DS version.
Oh my God, Jared! How dare? How dare?
Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight. We're not going to go with the bad English localized names because they're dumb.
I am defaulting to you on both of these, and then the third one I have thoughts on. And we both know the third one's better than both of the other ones.
Right. That is I'm not going to deny that.
Mm-mm.
I might put Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight at 25.
Ooh, that's high. I mean, it does have Akihiko Sonata in it, so.
And it's got really good soundtrack.
Yeah, it does. It really, really does.
Persona 5 Dancing Star Knight. I'm gonna put
45.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly. I was literally looking at that spot. Like, sometimes if you were me, would you put it above or below? And then finally, Persona 4 Dancing All Night.
I would put it around like at least 20 area.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good, like surprisingly good in terms of the story, the actual gameplay. Like it was so phenomenal.
What if I compromise with you?
All right, compromise.
15.
15. Ooh. You know what? I'm into it. I like it. Let's do it.
It was the best of the spin-off games.
It definitely was.
And
like that
just
story was
incredibly enjoyed. That story is really good. Yeah, it's a better game than Ocarina of Time.
We're so controversial here.
7 Scarlet.
I'd put it around like 35 to 37 because
Okay.
it's better than Color Cross Malice.
What are you thinking?
But I don't know that it's better than like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Maybe I didn't play Puyo Puyo. I'd put it around like 36.
Okay. Wait, what was it? 7 Scarlet?
Extremely controversial than putting 7 Scarlet and a Tome game above the original Legend of Zelda
Heck yeah,
game.
you are. Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 is a good game.
I believe it.
But it's a game I didn't really like. I've played, but I just never like stuck with.
Yeah.
Despite there being like the base
I feel
game
like
and then the DLC.
Splatoon 1.
What did you say? Sorry.
You really like Splatoon 1. I
Yeah.
said I don't think you liked it as much as Splatoon 1.
It doesn't help that it's very similar.
Yeah, I just remember you played a lot of Splatoon. And I don't remember you playing as much of 2.
What do we put at 31?
Okay.
What do we got next? Hatoful Boyfriend and Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star. Let me give you one word.
Okay.
Coup.
Cool. I will say this as an Otome, I liked it better than Seven Scarlet.
Yeah.
So what you take from there and where we want to slot it, it has to go above Seven Scarlet.
Right. Would you say it's better than that first Code Realized fan disc? Because I might say yeah.
I think, yeah. I mean, it really, like, defied all expectations with that story. It was wild.
Is Hatoful Boyfriend better than Catherine?
No.
Okay.
Whew, this next one's gonna be hard.
Cuckoo. What is our next one? Ooh, Persona 3. Persona 3. Persona 3. Persona 3.
Okay, so are we talking about Persona 3 base? Are we talking about Persona 3 portable? Are we talking about them combined as a unit?
What did we do for that episode? We talked about all of them, right?
I think so.
So yeah, it's Persona 3.
Number 5.
What if Persona 3 was number 3?
Yeah.
No hesitation. He's like, yep, let's go.
Yep. Persona 3 is legitimately one of my favorite games of all time, and Akihiko Sanada is my ultimate bae, and I will love him forever. But also just like that story still sticks with me now. Like, it's so good. Also, Junpei Iori was the mathematical champion of the entire Persona series.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
5.
Yes, perfect.
Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Oh God, we had fun with this one.
We did.
I would put it around like 32.
Wow.
We had fun with it. Also, that Persona 4 like crossover thing where they were all in the high school outfits were amazing, and you have to admit that.
What if I told you it goes in at number 19?
19. You're gonna say it's better than Code Realize?
I might, yeah.
Wow.
That gameplay is real good.
I don't know that I can agree with you on that though.
I don't think it's as low as like 32. Like, I think that's criminally low for this game.
Okay, what about 21?
6. Man, you're making me make game of the year type decisions right now.
I know.
You're a monster.
I am a monster.
I don't know.
We could put it at 22 so you don't have to make this decision. But then you're effectively making a decision. You realize that, right?
Man. 22.
All right, 22.
If that holds to game of the year, that we don't know. To be determined. Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk.
59.
Caw. It's hard to type. What do we got next? What do you got? Resident Evil 6.
We had so much fun with this one.
Good Boy Agent.
Good Boy Agent.
Leon S. Kennedy being just a dumbass.
And thicken with one piece of his anatomy, and that's
True.
it. Dragged down by a zombie shark, though.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
What if we put this in at 47?
47. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
This next one's gonna be hard for me.
The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword.
I put this one in the like high 20s, low 30s.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I don't know. Hold on. Hold on just a ding dong minute. I'm rethinking this. It's better than Ocarina of Time.
Wow. Wow. No, that's yeah.
So 17.
Wow. Wow. What if
Are you gonna fight me on it?
Yeah. What if I said
right.
it goes in at 14?
14. Actually, yeah, I agree with you on that.
When you went down like, oh, it's high 20s, maybe high mid 20s, I was like, I'm looking at like the top 15. What are you doing?
My issue is that I keep looking at like weird scrolls and then I forget that like Ocarina of Time is up there. I'm like, oh wait, Ocarina's up there. I like Skyward Sword better than Ocarina. So that's my issue. I need to actually like pay attention to where I'm scrolling.
It's true. Gosh, how dare you. Dead Rising 2.
Best ads.
Best ads. Better game than Resident Evil 6.
Are you asking me or are you stating that?
Both?
I would put it around Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's necessarily like definitively better or worse.
Good dads.
Best ads. I would personally put it below Resident Evil 6, but only by one slot.
What if we put it above Resident Evil 6?
By one slot.
By one slot.
Yes, fine.
Saints Row 4.
In which you learn that I blow everything up. This one's hard. I mean, I'd probably put it in the same like general area.
Yeah.
Question is where? Where would you go?
What if I told you it goes in at number 40?
I'm okay with that except for one reason that I'm not okay with it, and it's because we couldn't romance the VP.
That is true. That's why it's not up at like number 35.
All right, 40 it is.
You can't romance Keith David or else it would be the number one game.
You cannot.
Life is Strange. The original. The first. The strangest of lives. Numero uno. No, I wasn't saying number one. I wasn't saying number one. I was saying the first one.
Oh, okay. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Because I'm remembering to scroll at this point, I just landed at like seeing Super Mario Odyssey, and I liked it better than I liked Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
Where we go from there is tough.
Because I think it's a better game than Digimon. I think it's a better game than Blaze Blue. I think it's it's a better game than Yakuza 6.
I'm not sure it's a better game than Radiant Historia for me. They're both time travel games.
They are. I'd be willing to compromise.
Okay, what's your compromise?
22.
Okay. Life is Strange is at 22, below Radiant Historia and above Yakuza 6.
Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition.
So let's scroll all the way down. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
The 73rd game. The very bottom of the list.
It's probably the worst game we've played on this by far. And we played Danganronpa V3 and beat Eva YG.
We did.
Oof.
We did. Marvel Spider-Man.
Defaulting.
Spider Cop.
Spider Cop!
Yuri Lowenthal.
Okay. Did you like it better than Super Mario Odyssey?
Probably not.
Okay. Did you like it better than Persona 3 Dancing Moon Night?
Ooh. Probably not.
Did you like it better than Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it goes in above Catherine.
Above Catherine.
Maybe below
Below
Catherine. No. Below Hatful Boyfriend.
Okay. Hatful Boyfriend's real good.
It's true. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna.
This one's pretty high for me.
So, here's going to be something surprising that I think you're going to think. I think it goes in at number 13.
I actually agree with you on that. I'm looking at what's around there. I'm like, yeah, 13's a real solid slot for it. It was so good. And they made so many changes that I was like, wow, this is heck yes.
All right, let's talk about the new number 1 game. Love Live School Idol Festival.
Where would I put this? I play it every day.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I keep going back for a reason.
Can I say something controversial?
Sure.
I'd put it at number 10.
Whoa. I can't agree with that. Final Fantasy 8?
I'd put it at number 10. I'd put it above Final Fantasy 8. It's a game I've been literally playing for like 3 to 4 years straight.
I'd be willing to go to 11 on that.
Squall's dead.
Squall's not dead. Squall's not dead.
Okay, I'll compromise. 11.
I mean, I let you above my second boyfriend, which is Apollo Justice. So come on.
It's true. Yakuza Kiwami 2. I'm going to put at number 27.
27.
The Missing. As we find our penultimate game here.
Yeah.
I'm going to also put that at 27.
Nice.
And then finally, we round out this list with Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
All right, Symphony of the Night. Which version are we going to rank? Are we going to rank the remade version or the What is a Man? A Miserable Pile of...
I mean, that's the version we played, so...
I know it is, but you've also played the new version now.
A little bit, but like...
I'd say between 30 and 35-ish.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like... Skyward Sword, Majora's Mask, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, Ocarina of Time, Shadow Hearts, Code Realized, Radiant Historia, Life is Strange. I'm not sure that's better than those games. Like, it's good, and it's, like, a really fun game and really, really monumental. But, like, is it better than those games to me? And I don't think it is.
I might say it goes in at number 20.
Number 20.
Which is a little bit more of a compromise than what I was originally pushing. What I was going to think of.
What were you going to think of originally?
Maybe 17.
Ooh. I can't put it above Majora's Mask. I can't do it.
I would probably put it over Ocarina.
I'd be willing to put it over Ocarina. But then the question is, do we put it over Dancing All Night?
No.
No.
Easily shot down.
You are not a miserable pile of secrets.
I mean, Castlevania Symphony does not have Hatsune Miku in it, so obviously it's not a better game.
I mean, it also doesn't have Lotus Juice, so...
That's also true.
Automatically better game.
So, 79 games we ranked.
Wow, we missed it by 1 to have 80 games.
We did. How dare we? We are trash.
We are super trash.
Congratulations to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which pretty much took the top spot and then just didn't look back. Followed by Final Fantasy VI, Persona 3, The Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past, and Final Fantasy IX as your top 5. And then Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE at number 6, Final Fantasy X-2, Shadow Hearts 2 Covenant, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Final Fantasy VIII rounding out the top 10. No congratulations to Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, the worst game we have played so far.
It was so bad. I think that's a really good list, and I am interested to see like if we get any feedback on this from people. Because I assume that we'll probably like post the list around the same time that we do the podcast.
Yeah.
Although we'd rather you listen to the podcast to hear our reasoning and our arguing.
I'll have to remember to put it up, but yeah.
Meh.
Like, include a link to it.
A link.
That
was hard.
Yeah.
That was
All right,
really hard.
let's determine make it even harder. What's the best out of all these three? Is it Breath of the Wild, Owl Learns About Dragon Ball Z, or the first two parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Oh my god. I can't do that. I mean, if you made me pick on the spot, I'd say Breath of the Wild's the best of the top three.
I would disagree with you.
Ooh. What
I would tell you Owl Learns About Dragon Ball Z is the best of these three. What are you talking about?
I think in terms of actual episodes that we recorded, that Owl Learns About Dragon Ball Z is like the best episode we've ever recorded. In terms of the actual media, I don't like Dragon Ball Z.
But you're an expert at it.
Apparently. Legitimately, that's one of my favorite episodes we've ever recorded because it's so funny.
It really is.
It's so funny. Like the shock that I go through when I actually get it right. I'm like, what? Oh man. So those are my thoughts. If we're going with the actual best media, I'd say Breath of the Wild. But if we're going with best episode we recorded, I'd say Owl Learns About Dragon Ball Z.
Really good.
And I still love you, Joseph Joestar.
We have ranked everything we talked about. Well, mostly.
See you in another 100.
When we may do this again, I don't know.
But
Rank
I'll
the next 100.
See you next week when we're at 101, like normal people.
It's true. So yeah, we did everything. We have a definitive list. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Parts 1 and 2 is the best anime. Owl Learns About Dragon Ball Z is our best conceptual episode, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is the best video game that we've talked about over the last 99 episodes, technically. Well, there you go. That has been our special celebratory 100th episode, grand, spectacular, presented to you live in Technicolor and Fantavision. Big purrs are much appreciated from the audience.
He always has to give his input.
It's true. It wouldn't be a 100th episode or a special episode if he did not give his input.
It's true.
So that's going to wrap this episode up then. Congratulations to all our winners.
And us.
Congratulations
we survived.
to us. We went to 100.
This one goes to 11.
And now we go to 101 next week. We're going to give you a crash course in everything. Give you the 101 on everything. If you'd like more from us, though, why don't you head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find the last 99 episodes of this podcast there. And you can find other podcasts, such as the Seasonal Anime Checkup and Jared and I Watch. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anne Ladyem, go to anneladyem.com. She's got columns and reviews as well. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup is where we do the Twitter. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA to support our fun little podcast. Next week, we actually have things that we know we can talk about, so we just have to nail down exactly
which
what
one
we're going to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, we have like an actual list at this point that we're like, wow, we have things that we need to talk about. Surprising.
So we'll narrow that down.
And we'll give you quality content as always.
Unless
we're talking about Pocket Edition, which is not quality content at all.
That is definitely not quality content in any stretch of the imagination.
Us roasting it was quality content, but the actual game was garbage.
Yikes.
We love you, people.
It's true. Thanks for joining us on this lovely journey through 100 episodes. If you listen to just this episode or previous episodes, we greatly appreciate it. So, but if hopefully you'll join us for another 100.
Please do. We like you.
Because we'll probably have more weird shenanigans to talk about. Because that's
Wait,
what we do.
when do we not get into weird shenanigans?
It's true.
Let's be
That's pretty
real.
much our calling card. But yeah. Thanks for listening for 100 episodes. We'll see you for the next 100 episodes.
Do you realize though, like people who've been listening to us at the beginning have like seen me go through the journey of like actually finishing my PhD, and now I like have a job.
Right?
Wow.
It's crazy.
And like the people who continue to listen are gonna hear you graduate.
Hopefully.
You're gonna graduate. You guys are going along with our lives.
It's true. You're along for the ride.